on. Let's just
Cool.
let's just
talk.
go with Let's
Okay,
just talk.
great. Okay. I was gonna ask you first how I read that you started battle rapping at the age of 12. Is that right?
Yeah, you could say battle rapping. It was really like just chopping on my friends, like cracking jokes amongst my peers. And then I started taking it more serious in like junior high school and high school.
And I read that you were able to spit out like 40 bars off the top of your head.
Yeah, even more than that.
Oh
Sometimes
my
like
God.
for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours.
You're kidding, just back and forth?
Yeah, just going off the head.
Wow. And how'd you get into that? What made you
I
feel
mean,
that
I
you
guess
had a
that
talent?
just came from, my parents, I guess, like the music that I grew up listening to, and, it really came from fun joking around. Like, once I seen I had the ability to do it, that's when I took it serious.
Who were your idols back then?
I started off listening to Run DMC, Curtis Blow, the Fat Boys, KRS-One, Rakim, on up to Biggie Smalls, Nas, Jay-Z, DMX.
Did your parents support you?
At first they did.
No?
At first they thought it was like, because when I really got serious is when I had graduated high school. And then, once that transition comes, when you get out of high school, your parents want you to go to college. So you're really just hanging around the crib, and they thought it wasn't, they didn't think it was as serious as it was. And I'm like, just give me 1 year to do this record thing. And they're like, no. So I had to go to community college. We all went there, my whole group went to Westchester Community College. We went there for like 2 semesters. I think I stayed the longest, maybe. They all probably went for 1 semester. Or I did 2, or if I did 3 and they did 2. And then we had got to deal with Bad Boy. So that's when everybody started believing in me after I got the deal. So
What did you major in college?
business management.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You all did, or?
Yeah, we all took business management and radio production. So, something to do. Something to fall back on. You always,
Right.
they always
Which
say
you don't
something
need to.
fall back. Yeah, I mean, never know. It could be gone today, tomorrow it could be gone. So
Wow. Well,
you
so
gotta
far-
just be humble.
Yeah, that's true though.
Yeah.
That's good. But so far, your career reads like a fairy tale. When you had your first band, LOX,
Yeah, the locks.
the Locks, and Mary J. Blige gave a tape to Puff Daddy.
Puffy, yeah.
And from there, how did that all
Everything.
happen?
I mean, this game is really, timing is everything, and it's all who you know. So, my man, he went upstairs, but my hype man, one of the guys who's on stage with me, he went to school with us, and he's Mary J. Blige's first cousin. So we had
okay.
that outlet
You had a
right
little
there, yeah. After him right there, J. Bach,
Oh,
that's my
hello.
man. So once we was able to make the music, once we thought it was good enough, we had him right there. All right, we ready now. Pass this
Yeah.
to Mary. And then, gotta thank the Lord and the powers above for that, for knowing who you know, because this is one of those kind of games. It's all who you
Who
know, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've worked with a lot of different people, and you worked with DMX, like you said before, Mary J. Blige, J Lo, R. Kelly, Maya,
Raya,
so many
everybody,
people.
you name it.
Right. You did a lot of cameo appearances also.
Yeah.
What are the different challenges between being part of somebody else's work and doing your very own?
I mean, it's really a blessing, like, 'cause when somebody of those kind of caliber people, of Mariah and J Lo and DMX and Mary J, when they call you, that means they see something in you. So you just go in positive, like they'll tell you, you'll hear the song, or they'll tell you what direction they want it. And then I never really got rejected. Like, I never really presented nothing and then they threw it away. So everything I ever did, the first time they liked it. So that's another blessing. And, I just take it in stride and keep going.
So you have a lot of free room to do your own thing. To
Yeah,
interpret it?
when somebody calls you for a feature and they usually like what you do, and they want to bring y'all worlds together. So they just let you do you. and then it's the chemistry comes out right most of the time, for the most part.
Yeah. And when you do your own stuff, do you have a creative process? Do you always work the same way, or
I mean,
how do you?
my music goes off feelings, like like an album or something. Something has to happen. Like I recorded my first album, my first solo album in Miami. We rented one of Al Capone's mansion, a mansion that Al Capone owned. So we lived it up and did it real big with the chefs, the maids, and the luxurious cars and guest house and all of that. So that was an experience within that. And my second solo album, Kiss of Death, I just did it right in my hometown, right in our studio, nothing too fancy, just going in, knocking it out. So it all goes off how you feel. Like our album's really a bunch of feelings,
Yeah.
and that's the same with the tracks. Like sometimes you get the music and you want to write something like a story, or sometimes you feel it's like a party vibe. So you gotta go off how you feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Would you say your first album was more like that, and your second album was more?
Yeah, my first
introspective
album
and-
was more party. I was partying in Miami and going to the clubs and going to the studio, and you know what I'm saying. My second album was really like more dark and deeper, like you know what I'm saying.
Right.
More about myself
Yeah,
and my
more
family.
personal.
Yeah, more personal.
And how was that transition between Locks and your solo career? Was that and your transition from Bad Boy Records back to Rough Riders? Did you have problems with the change of image?
I mean, not really, cause when we was on Bad Boy, we was always known for being. Our origin was from the street, like hardcore rap. So they knew us for that, even when we was with Bad Boy. We was still the only ones really making hardcore rap while still being down with them. So once we went back home to Rough Riders, it was it was no problem. That was our regular thing. You know what I'm saying? Now we got our own label, which is D Block. Me, Styles, and Chic is the CEOs. That's the Locks. We all CEOs. And we got Chic. He's dropping his second solo album August 9th. This August, called After Taxes. And we just working from the ground up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's our whole thing. Like, we work from the bottom up. We happy with what we got. We want more, but we know that you gotta expect the worst. I mean, hope for the best, but expect the worst.
Right.
'Cause this is a type of business where anything can
Can
happen.
happen, yeah. That's a good attitude to have.
Yeah.
So you don't lose.
Yeah, you don't.
you
You stay grounded.
Yeah. How important are lyrics to you? And I want to come to a very special song in a minute, but in general, are they really important to you? Is it important to get out a certain message, to have people follow you?
I mean,
Or-
like, we're coming from New York and being raised in New York, we think lyrics first. Like, the farther you go from New York, lyrics go last. Like, I mean, down south, it's the beat first, it's the track first.
Right.
And so on and so on. But New York is really what you're saying, and then they think about the beat. You know what I'm saying? So I came up off, I get the beat later, I gotta make sure these words is, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
my words are appealing. So that's just like a New York thing, I think. But
Yeah.
now it's spreading, like, to what the whole world is getting more lyric conscious, and now even New York is getting more beat conscious. Like, it's becoming
okay.
that the beat's more important than your words now. So it's just like a challenge, though. It's all a challenge, because you still find people that love your lyrics,
Sure.
and you find people that love the beat. So it's just a challenge.